All right. Why are we not moving? It's a green light for us. Let's go. Let's go. All right, my friends. Welcome back. The desire to create. So last night my 8-year-old boy said something that I thought was rather profound. He said that he hoped that in his lifetime he would leave a legacy, that he would do something that people would remember. And so we kind of talked about that a little bit, and I don't want to rehash everything on that, but I think the idea here is that, I know that for me personally, I kind of have the same outlook, that it's not so much that I want to leave behind a legacy for all of mankind, though I think that would be like the icing on the cake. It's more that I want to leave a legacy behind for my kids. A sense of some type of greatness, a sense of, accomplishment, because there's not a whole lot, else that I can leave my kids other than financial stability or, just silly things that it's not silly, but at the same time it is. It's like leaving them financial stability or, lots of money or something is not necessarily a good thing, right? It feels like it might be a good thing, but when it's all said and done, it takes away some of the drive and ambition that they might have in life. It might make them into, entitled a-holes that exists as well. I mean, there's so many different possibilities. But regardless of which, here's where I sit with creativity, and some of my, fallbacks to creativity, and some of the quicksand that I fall into. And I think a lot of us fall into these same categories. First off, I want to start off with, I honestly think that the desire to create is, I believe, relatively fundamental for most of us, if not all of us. And that doesn't mean that we're yearning to go do it, and so we're going to. That's kind of the catch, is that it's too easy in life. Good Lord, I can't see a thing. I can barely make out, if I turn my head just right, I can make out if this light turns green. But, holy crap. The sun is real. The California sun, there it is, green, I think. I hope. But yeah, I don't think that we're just going to go out and start creating. I think there's a lot of things that hold us back. Now, for me, I ran this channel for a long time, and I was consistently putting out video that took time and effort to not only record, but time and effort to edit and post up, and then comment with the subscribers, and it took time and effort. And it produced results, right? There was an incentive at the end of the day. But the incentive was relatively small. A lot of the incentive was just my desire to create. I did close my top case, right? My coffee's not going to just spill out everywhere. I ask as if you're going to answer for me. Are you guys keeping an eye on my top case? God, I hope so. Somebody's got to. But for me personally, I know that, I've wanted to get my channel back up and running ever since I kind of shut it down. That was 2 years ago. And I became complacent in not creating. Or I started creating other things, creating moments with my kids. But that kind of I feel like I'm kind of cheating on words here. Let me do this real quick here. But yeah, it's just one of those, issues where, for me, it became kind of like a problem of equipment, and when, this isn't really what I wanted to accomplish. I really wanted to create something, more powerful, more potent, more shareable. I really wanted to try to leave that legacy behind for all of mankind. I really wanted to become the Casey Neistat or the Peter McKinnon. And I don't know, it's all of a sudden I was letting these external social expectations kind of lead or guide me. God, I hope it's not too windy. I've lowered this windscreen because I don't want you guys to have to just stare at the bug guts and my lacking ability to clean my motorcycle. Is this thing still on? All right. But yeah, it's one of those things where I just kind of felt like I was putting too much pressure on myself when in reality all I want to do is create. And here's the reality. I'm a firm believer that, like, if you want to create, it doesn't require to have the top equipment out there. That, you know, my phone is more than capable of being able to film and edit. I could just create off of my phone, and it might not be the best, most like Peter Jackson-like film cinematography that you've ever seen, and my J.J. Abrams lens flare might kind of suck on the cell phone. But the reality is that I'm still creating, and I'm still doing something that I think the majority of people yearn to do but never do. To some extent, I mean, there's a lot of people, right, that make videos on YouTube, but there's a lot of people on Earth. And the number of people that are actually making videos on YouTube on a regular basis is quite a small fraction of that. And for some, like, this ability to create videos on YouTube doesn't matter. I mean, like, there are people, surely, that have zero interest in any of this. They might live in like a tribe or something, or just have a different lifestyle, a different social expectation. I mean, there's a lot of different variables at play. Yes, please. Come on, helmet. Crack open. But yeah, that's kind of it, I think, is that you really just gotta, like, get up and start creating whatever your medium is, whether it's painting on a canvas, taking black and white shots. Like, just do it. And if you're not already doing it, do it. And if there's something that you're thinking about wanting to do, go out and do it and try it. Give it an effort. Because the last thing you want to do is regret, right? And I don't know. I'm a firm believer in learning from my mistakes, but not dwelling on them. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. And I think at the same time that like this footage right here is going to be raw. And let me get back to that. Like, the fact that it's raw and, like, the quality of it might not be for everybody. Let me get back to that in a second here, because I think that the reality is that there is an audience for everything, and that art is surely, or truly, I hate using the word surely because I think of airplane every time I say it, like, surely, or don't call me Shirley. But I mean, there is absolutely an audience for every type of art style that's out there, because art is subjective, and it's not some objective thing, and we make it out to be objective in our mind, that we have to have the latest, greatest technology, we have to have the best audio, we have to have this, we have to have that, we have to, the list just goes on and on and on. And sure, when you're at the top of your game, like you're Ninja and you're live streaming, maybe your live stream equipment is significantly better, easier, faster, more capable, but you work your way up to that. And even then, you're going to hit limitations with whatever tools you decide to use, I think. It's the artist that's able to step aside from all of that is truly utilizing infinite tools with minimal material items in hand. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe that's a weak argument or what. But now I plan on. I was kind of held up on this concept of creating videos like this every day or every other day, or on a regular basis, because this is all I really can do. I wake up, I live in the same routine. I wake up like 5:30 in the morning. I drink some coffee. I eat some cereal or breakfast. I look at some current events. I check my email, shower, shave, brush my teeth, and so on. Get ready for work. I go to work. I work, 10, 11, 12-hour long days. I get home, tired, beat, I eat dinner. I generally spend some time with each of the members of my family. And then I might play like 45 minutes of Battlefield 5 or something on the Xbox. And go to bed. Rinse, wash, repeat. And it's tiring. I'm definitely fatigued. But I just keep exercising my mind, body, and spirit as if it was a muscle. And I just keep pushing on, and I appreciate the rest that I do get. But my time to create is very limited. And who wants to watch that? Like, how that might be interesting to some, right? But yet not interesting to like the Kim Kardashian fans out there, or the Justin Bieberites, or whatever the social expectations of popularity are. That's like a pathetic lifestyle maybe to a lot of people. And yet, for me, it allows me the capacity to build that legacy for my kids, that determination, the hard work, the mental acumen, there's so many different things at play. And yet, I absolutely could be doing it all wrong. And it's weird to see how I started off, I wanted to talk about creativity and just stick with that topic. That's a robust enough topic. But I'm already kind of like deviating from that. And that's the power of creativity, I guess. I don't know. Now, I'm kind of forgetful because I've only had one cup of coffee so far. I'm going to remedy that as soon as I get to work. But I plan on kind of having like a variety of these types of videos go out where I just kind of like start to crack open my mind on a topic. I kind of just rap philosophical for a while, and and then ultimately, if the video does really well, or if there's a lot of interest and traction with the video, I can utilize that as some type of like weird metric to basically say, okay, you know what, this is an idea that's worth investing in the future to develop more of a, I don't know, like a real video, because that's really what I want to get into, is like not just creating like a raw moment where I turn on the camera and go, but I ultimately want to get to the point where I'm able to commercially build, and commercial is a weird word for it, but like to build, something that's more artistic, that is robust in creativity. But what I'm doing now, I think, is still part of that creative process, right? It's part of a process, a workflow, if you will, and that makes more sense to me to begin creating now and to stop procrastinating. But even then, I should have, like, I started rolling the camera. I started filming, several months back, and I should have stuck with it. I should have kept going with it. I should never have stopped in the first place, because stopping made me realize just how like important creating is to me, or how satisfying it is to like my creative juices. That's a weird statement too, but quitting did help give that perspective, or give me perspective, but I never should have stopped. I should have just kept creating. My eye. Oh. Something in the eye. I own this truck. If AB5 won't let me drive, roads will crumble. Help us stop AB5. I want to take down AB5 with you, brother. I don't even know anything about it. Tell Governor Newsom to veto AB5. Dial 916-445-2841. All right, you internet warriors. If you really want to... if you think, I don't know, if you want to stop AB5, take them down. Get all tactical. It's just a sign on the truck. I don't know if you guys can make that out or not. I'm gonna go. All right, well, we are starting to approach the dump. Now I work even closer to the dump. Yay me. Fortunately, my office space is, for the most part, upwind. So I don't generally get this like nasty odor where I work, but but on the way to it, I generally do. But today is one of those days where I'm not smelling it, which makes me think that the my office might be up or downstream. But anyways, yeah, so far I don't smell any weird smells from the dump. It's right over here. This is all protected wildland. You know, right? Because there's a dump next to it. Like, we've done enough harm to this local environment. Let's protect the rest, type of thing, which is fine. I wouldn't want to work closer to the dump, that's for sure. But okay, so yeah, that pretty much wraps up my morning part. I'm going to try to kick the camera back on for the evening. Ride back home. I might make that a separate video, or it'll just be linked to this video, and it'll just be, you know, a longer, like 20-minute or so plus video. Not quite sure. As long as I'm recording and as long as I'm, you know, posting these videos up onto the YouTube, I feel like I'm at least accomplishing something towards the larger creative legacy that I want to attempt to tackle. And I don't know what the rest of it is. I just want to try to tackle and bring back this creative outlet back into my life. This go around, I'm probably not going to be able to respond to messages that well, but I think that maybe what I'll do is take some really good messages and make them into you know, a segment or a portion or the whole of a future video. So please, you know, leave some comments and so on. And yeah, to a lot of you guys were trying to figure out where I work. I do work at Tesla. I will talk about it more in the future. This is my third station, my third posting with Tesla at this facility. It's the delivery hub, but I actually don't deliver vehicles. I don't want to park right here. This is my buddy's bike. But I know he's going to take it out for lunch, and I made my lunch. And my legs are too short for the German motorcycle. So backing up is a challenge of epic proportions. All right, my friends. Why is that one? All right, never mind. All right, I'll bring you back on maybe here in a little bit, or I'll finish it up here. We'll see. I haven't quite thought about it. All right. Let me get all these wires finally tucked in. Good Lord. Finished up with work. It's almost 6. I'm running late. Getting everything set up for video recording kind of set me back even more. It's Wednesday night, so I generally leave a little early. And I'm kind of running reduced hours anyways right now. I kind of talked with the boss and said, you know, I've been burning the candle at both ends for a long time now. And so yeah, I'm backed off a little bit on my hours. I don't have to show up so early anymore. At least for a little while. I'll probably jump right back into it once I feel back up to it. There's always work to do. So but yeah, I don't quite remember exactly what I talked about in the earlier part of this video, the first morning stuff. If I'm even going to include it, I know that it had something to do with like the desire to create. So yeah, and I know that I at some point talked a bit about my schedule and how hectic it is, how full it is. You know, I get home and I'm headed home right now, and I'm basically, you know, normally I get home around 7, sometimes 7:30, 8. Sometimes like today I'll get home around 6:20 or so. But yeah, I normally eat dinner, spend a little bit of time with my family. You know, especially my 8-year-old, he's really been struggling with everything since he's gone back to school. He feels like he just doesn't really get all the daddy time, the bro time that he needs, and so we've been playing a lot of like Minecraft and so on together, some video games, but it's fun. It's good for us to be able to hang out and just kind of be dudes, you know. That's important for a young boy to kind of figure out, and But yeah, I'm really interested. Like, this is kind of like my test run, really, to see, like, you know, I know that I want to create. I know that I want to put videos out there. I know that I ultimately want to collect feedback from these kind of videos to create more meaningful videos in the future. You know, I'll just use this as like that was an interesting topic. People seem to really like it. Let's go. Let's take it up to the next level. And then I can make a project out of that one specific idea and put some time and effort behind it. And it's going to require, you know, better tools. I no longer have access to to free Adobe editing software. Music, I love introducing sound effects and music to the backgrounds of my videos, but I still want to be able to monetize them, you know, and collect whatever revenue I possibly can off of that. And it's all self-perpetuating creativity, and that's what I'm most fascinated with, is the ability to, you know, I don't know. I mean, in my time of creating videos on YouTube, I have, besides getting like free cabins or free jackets and helmets and battery charger packs and all, you know, all this stuff to review or to look over, you know, to promote. I've been able to gather enough money to buy multiple GoPros, almost the GoPro you're watching this on now, and many others. And my DSLR camera was purchased through my YouTube money. And that's about it. I think one of my drones are part of the. Anyways. Regardless of which, it's like this self-perpetuating motion. And I mean, I've definitely put more effort into it than what I've gotten back financially. And that's not really the point. You know, I'd love for this to become a financially secure venture, but that's not, you know, my primary goal by any means. It's a definitely much further down the list. But I'm very interested to find out if I can fit this into my schedule, and for these to work, for this kind of video to work. You know, I really need to be able to have it be something where I can throw it in the editor and not have to watch it, and just trim off the you know, the first few seconds maybe, and maybe trim off the last few seconds, spit it out of my editor, hopefully before I go to bed, and then start posting it on YouTube. And it's not, you know, there's just not going to be anything fancy going on with it. I'll slowly start to add things, you know, copy paste type stuff for future videos, just to make information a little bit more easily obtained. But I mean, that's still creating, and it's still going to take time. I mean, it's still, I'm guessing when it's all said and done, about 30 to 40 minutes of my time is going to be spent per video, maybe a little bit longer than that, up to about an hour's worth of time. And that's putting all the wires together, making sure things are charged up, tucking the wires in. You know, it might not include the actual recording of this stuff, even though I probably should put that into like the cost of what I'm looking at, only because, you know, I could be listening to music right now and just getting into my music vibe and letting music soothe the soul. But that's fine. I don't really count it, because I enjoy. I don't enjoy hearing my own voice, but I enjoy talking about things, and I enjoy knowing that what I'm talking about now is being shared with you, to whoever's listening. Hopefully, with the windshield down, it's not too loud. Again, we're testing a lot of different things now, and that's okay. If this video doesn't work, then I will simply try again tomorrow, and I'll just keep trying whenever I have a chance. And I want to make this thing, you know, I want to make this regular. And without risking burnout, you know, without risking not only my burnout but also your burnout. You know, I could put up a video every single day, and it's going to get dull at some point, because it's literally going to be me doing this a lot, and then occasionally going on a cool, you know, mountain ride or going off road somewhere. You know, there's a lot of beautiful areas to explore around here. And this bike does a fantastic job of it. I'm in a whole different place now than I was, you know, maybe 5-6 years ago when I first started really getting into YouTube and creating videos. And a lot of my longtime subscribers know that, you know, I live in beautiful areas. You know, I don't know. I'm going into this with very few expectations, because I really don't want to disappoint myself in that sense, in that regard. I don't want to discourage myself from at least doing the creative stuff. But you tell me. I mean, like, what are your concerns long term? You know, when you seek creativity, like, what are you looking for? You know, so on and so forth. And understand, you know, I can't please everybody. I can't please, and nor will I ever try to please everybody. It's just not a possibility. And you know, it's just it's kind of where we're at. You know, I'm fully aware that I can't please everybody on this side, and as much as I want to. Now, when I do lane split, something to understand is that I think that what's going to happen is I'm going to end up with a little bit of a diarrhea of the mouth, in the sense that, like, I'm kind of talking on autopilot, while the vast majority of my eyes and my brain power are focused on actually staying alive. I hope you can understand that. You know, lane splitting is not the simplest of things, nor is it the safest of things. I do this route every single day, so I know what to expect and what kind of frequencies they come at me with, and it's a little dangerous at times, and so I try to definitely keep my my attention where it needs to be, and you know, I've been doing this for a while, gabbing and talking on autopilot, so it shouldn't be too horrible, but you know, again, I might get kind of lost on certain topics, and that's just part of the fun of it. Anyways, creativity, you know, the desire to create. Again, I think I stated this earlier. I think we all fundamentally want to create, and on a lot of different platforms. You know, it's funny because my kids are really into drawing and painting, especially my daughter. She does a lot of watercolor stuff, oil painting stuff. She's very active with, like, the theater, which is you know, creating a character persona in your head, and, like, figuring out how to then act upon that persona that is there to develop and create it internally. And so we work a lot with that. And here's another GS adventure right here. I kind of want to pass him, and I think I kind of will, but I really need him to respond that he knows that I'm here. I'm just going to dart it. But yeah. I almost bought that GS Adventure with that color scheme, but it didn't match my helmet. My wife pointed that out to me when I bought this bike, and when I was buying that bike. Maybe not that one in particular, but you know what I mean. She pointed out that it doesn't match my helmet, and I've never in my life did I think I'd ever care. But my wife was like, she kind of seemed disappointed, like my bike should match my helmet. Not that this one perfectly matches, but it matches better, I guess. I don't know. Does it accentuate my thighs? I really don't care about that crap, but my wife does, and hey, happy wife, happy life. So I'm all for it. Oh, okay, this part looks like it's going to be a little tricky. Looks like I'm going to have to do a little bit of that Indiana Jones swipey swipe action. Woo, and try not to get killed by the cars in front of me. Thank the bus driver for his kind, courteous nature, and continue on my way. That's kind of how that goes. So yeah, now would be a great time to get some feedback from you, the viewers at home, on what you would like to see me talk about on these kind of commutes. You know, let's source this one out a little bit for you. I know that for sure I want to talk about commuting by motorcycle, what that entails, what to think about if you're considering it.